Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. As Todd and Julie Chrisley return to reality TV following their pardons, a PR expert doesn't mince words. You can't Netflix your way out of disgrace. Several years after the cancellation of Chrisley Knows Best at USA Network, the eponymous family is returning to the reality genre amid the 2025 TV schedule. Lifetime officially ordered the Chrisley's new project to series, and the show is currently in production. There's been a major change in production, however, given Todd and Julie Chrisley being pardoned from their prison sentences. Now that they're back in the fold, a PR expert is weighing in on how the celebrity couple should proceed as they move forward after their legal woes. Based on what Todd Chrisley, as well as his daughter, Savannah, has shared since his release, he and Julie are pleased to be out of prison and in the position to resume their lives. Public relations veteran Eric Skiffer believes they should tread lightly as they return to the TV business, though. Skiffer, who serves as the CEO of Reputation Management Consultants, tells Fox News that the Chrisleys shouldn't expect to charm their way back into the public's good graces. In the exec's eyes, they'll have to take a different approach. Redemption is a grind, not a headline. If you want the crown back, start by crawling. Because no celebrity gets to skip the hard part. You can't Netflix your way out of disgrace. Substance beats spectacle. A strong comeback is built on humility, not headlines. Redemption doesn't come from a camera crew, but the grind when nobody's looking. In 2022, Julie and Todd Chrisley were found guilty by a jury on charges of tax evasion, bank fraud, and conspiracy to defraud the IRS. Ultimately, Todd was handed a 12-year prison sentence, while Julie was ordered to serve 7 years. Both reported to their respective facilities in early 2023, and since then, their children spoke up on their behalf. By early February 2025, it was reported that Todd was seeking a pardon from U.S. President Trump. That clemency ultimately came to pass in May, with Savannah confirming the news. Eric Skiffer argues that the formerly incarcerated couple shouldn't try hard to separate themselves from the legal controversies that have surrounded them for years now. He punctuated his viewpoint with the following thought: "Don't try to outshine your scandal. Outwork it." The initial logline shared for the untitled Chrisley TV project detailed how the show would revolve around Savannah and her siblings, Chase, Grayson, and Chloe, as they navigate their personal lives. Todd and Julie's absences, and how the kids were dealing with them, was also said to be a major part of the show. Considering that the two parents are now out of prison, it goes without saying that the show could look much different. As of this writing, Lifetime hasn't released an official statement on how the Chrisley parents' presence may change up the series. One insider, however, did claim that the show was evolving rapidly in order to compensate for the pardon situation. Interestingly enough, the source even name-dropped Wendy Williams, specifically using her 2024 docuseries to illustrate the fluid nature of the Chrisley's latest production. Todd and Julie Chrisley have received more than a little advice since exiting prison. Presidential pardon czar Alice Marie Johnson suggested they take a beat before they jump back into their usual business. When it comes to the thoughts shared by Eric Skiffer, it remains to be seen whether the Chrisleys will heed the advice and exercise humility as they produce their new reality TV series. Like this article. For more stories like this, follow us on MSN by clicking the plus follow button at the top of this page. After a 2-year hiatus and a highly publicized prison stint, Todd and Julie Chrisley are back. America's favorite Southern charmers, once adored for their quick-witted banter and Pinterest-worthy lifestyle on Chrisley Knows Best, are stepping back into the spotlight with a brand new reality show set to chronicle their post-prison lives. But while some fans are welcoming them with open arms and sweet tea, others, and notably, experts in reputation management, aren't so quick to roll out the red carpet. The Chrisleys' return follows a stunning twist. Presidential pardons that wiped their fraud convictions from the record, giving them a clean legal slate. But as the cameras start rolling again, many wonder whether the public will be as forgiving as the federal government. For PR strategist and media analyst Dana Montrose, the answer is a firm no. You can't Netflix your way out of disgrace, Montrose tells us bluntly. A pardon is a legal mechanism, not a redemption arc. The court may forgive, but the audience doesn't forget. The Chrisleys were convicted in 2022 of tax evasion and conspiracy to defraud the U.S. government, leading to combined prison sentences totaling more than a decade. While the couple maintained their innocence throughout the proceedings, and their loyal fan base rallied around them, the court of public opinion wasn't as easily swayed. But now fresh out of prison and legally absolved, the Chrisleys are staging what might be the most high-stakes comeback in reality television history. Their new show, reportedly titled Chrisley, Rebuilt, promises raw, unscripted moments, deep personal growth, and a renewed perspective on faith, family, and fame. Promotional teasers show Todd wearing a sober suit in a starkly minimalist room, dramatically narrating, "I lost everything, but grace found me." It's compelling, it's cinematic, and according to Montrose, it's almost laughably transparent. Rebranding after scandal is tricky, but what's most important is humility. You can't sell the same image of perfection when the world saw the curtain pulled back, she says. The Chrisleys are still selling a version of themselves. They're just swapping marble countertops and designer closets for repentance and redemption. But if it feels scripted, the public won't buy it. Others in the media world echo Montrose's skepticism. Entertainment columnist Jaleel Romero says audiences have become far more discerning since the days of 2010's reality TV. Back then, you could mess up, cry into a camera, get a spin-off, and call it healing, he notes. But now, with cancel culture, social media accountability, and a culture that demands transparency, the rules have changed. If your comeback feels commodified, it's DOA. Still, the Chrisleys seem undeterred. Sources close to the production describe the couple as more committed than ever to sharing their story, including their time in prison, the emotional toll on their children, and their efforts to rebuild. Their children, including Savannah and Chase, will also feature heavily in the show, marking what producers are calling a multi-generational reckoning with fame, faith, and fallout. Savannah, now 27, has already teased the show on her popular podcast, Unlocked, saying, "This isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about showing the wreckage and how we pick up the pieces." But despite the emotional pitch, skeptics question whether the family is simply switching from one carefully curated narrative to another. The public wants real, Montrose says. If the Chrisleys want a true comeback, they need to stop performing and start admitting. Admitting failure. Admitting wrong. Even admitting guilt, regardless of the pardon. That last point is key. Though their records have been cleared, the nature of a pardon does not equal exoneration. It simply forgives. For many viewers, it's not the legal technicality that matters, but whether the Chrisleys are willing to own the story they so publicly tried to spin. Still, there's no denying the curiosity factor. America loves a fall from grace story, almost as much as it loves a redemption arc. From Martha Stewart to Robert Downey Jr., we've seen scandal-tainted celebrities rise from the ashes to public adoration. The difference, Montrose points out, lies in the how. Martha came back after owning up, doing her time quietly, and leaning into the joke, she explains. She didn't try to reinvent herself as a victim. She came back as herself, but more self-aware. That's why it worked. Whether the Chrisleys can pull off a similar feat remains to be seen. But the stakes are high. With the reality TV landscape more saturated than ever, standing out requires more than just a good hook. It demands authenticity.